Yeah, trees and other plants have provided clues into how Earth's climate has changed over millions of years. That's because just like animals, plants can migrate, although on a much slower scale. That migration happens as small animals and wind spread the seeds. And if climate conditions are right, a new generation of trees flourishes and that tree species advances its natural range. But according to scientists who study trees, human-caused climate change is now accelerating faster than some tree species can migrate. Much faster. Here's Andy Bauer, a climate adaptation specialist with the U.S. Forest Service.
There's research that shows that trees move somewhere on the order of hundreds of meters per year as the seeds get carried on the wind. And the pace that climate is changing now, the research seems to indicate that the trees would need to migrate almost 10 times faster, on the order of kilometers per year, in order to track that climate change.
Bauer is part of a team of Forest Service scientists working on plans to implement what they call assisted migration practices in national forests throughout the country. Basically, they're looking for opportunities to plant young trees in regions that they couldn't reach on their own within one generation. This would help to advance the tree's natural growing zone at a faster rate, which would hopefully improve the odds of that tree species continuing to thrive as Earth's climate warms.
What we're looking at within the Forest Service is moving populations of trees within their existing ranges. So we're not looking at moving species to new areas. We're really looking at moving populations from, warmer or drier environments into areas right now that are a little bit cooler that we're expecting to warm up.
And Bauer says these plans need to be implemented carefully in order to avoid introducing what could become an invasive species or potentially upsetting the balance of a natural ecosystem. He added that they're not focusing on any one particular tree species at the moment. An assisted migration plan is close to being implemented in Minnesota's Superior National Forest. That would be the first in the country. Back to you.